You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Oilersnation Radio is here because it's Friday. It's the last show before the Christmas break. I'm going to start off quick programming note. Nothing coming on Boxing Day. If you're hoping for a new episode of Oilersnation Radio, you're going to have to stand outside Tyler's house and he'll yell at you through the window.
Oh, yeah, or you do that.
Or go to hell. It's what Jesus would have wanted for his birthday.
JC.
Did you end up doing that cold open that you were wanting to do there, Tyler, with the bleep?
That is on the holiday edition.
What holiday edition?
We're doing a holiday special for Owen every day that will release on Christmas Day.
When do you record it?
We haven't yet.
When are you recording it?
About an hour.
Whenever we're done this.
Gotcha.
We did a gift exchange.
Oh, that's
we
lovely.
didn't do a gift exchange. We will be doing a gift exchange.
Yes.
It's past tense. I would make it seem like you know what I got you already.
And I don't.
And you got me nothing.
It didn't come in yet. But I have a funny workaround. It'll work.
He has a funny workaround.
Yep. Just the old, no, it's going to come in a couple of days after Christmas. For sure. Totally ordered on time. Definitely not a problem. Definitely not an issue.
It's a good gift, though.
Believe it when I see it.
It will be.
If you get it.
If it's real, he's going to think I'm going to forget. I will never forget.
The English never forget.
I have collateral for you to take in the meantime, actually. You'll see.
Is it your Christmas sweater?
No, but this is my favorite sweater.
Okay. Your favorite sweater?
I only wear it this time of the year because I don't want to get tired of it during the year.
Okay.
Can't just wear your Christmas clothes during the normal calendar months.
Also, they're probably a bit too warm to be wearing in any other month but December.
You want to trade hoodies?
No, I like this hoodie.
What about in early March?
Early March, I'm hoping I can start pulling out the shorts.
It's hoodie weather 24/7 in Canada.
No, that's not true.
When it summer, you're sitting around a fire with your friends late at night. You don't have a hoodie on?
No, I have a t-shirt.
Oh, you're full of shit.
Soaking up the embers.
You're full of shit.
How am I full of shit?
If it's like 8 degrees on a summer night, it's cold. You're wearing a hoodie, dog.
A hoodie, dog.
Big dog.
All this and more on the Christmas episode of Oilers Nation Every Day. Just a little taste of what you have coming for you. As we do every week, we start off with a delicious debate for our friends at Wendy's. Gentlemen, I did not get very far this week. I did not make it past day 1 in the Daily Face-Off Survivor pool.
There's only 8 people left out of the 500 and some that did it this week.
I mean, your odds are good.
Yep.
Don't get greedy is what I would say. Go to dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com. You can win prizes courtesy of our friends at Wendy's, including some snacks and a grand prize of $5,000. You want to get in there. But don't get greedy like I did on Monday or you'll get the boot again. I'm going to try again next week. Dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com. Tyler, what do you have for us? For a
delicious debate is holiday themed. What should be the number one thing on the Christmas wish list for the Edmonton Oilers? BM, I know you're writing a piece about this.
I did. I'm writing to Santa.
Liam and I are doing 3 things we want to see under the tree for the Oilers this Christmas on the holiday edition of ONE. But today's question, what should be number 1 on the Oilers Christmas wish list? And there's a caveat. You can't say goaltending.
Okay, now I need to think again.
Yeah, what the heck?
I thought the layup
but that's
was
too
there.
easy. Everyone knows they need goaltending. Yeah,
all right. Who wants to start?
I will begin.
Go ahead.
This quest for us.
Liam Morabin, number 1.
Number 1. A line mate for Leon Draisaitl. I think it's fair.
Do not mind that whatsoever.
I think it's fair to say Leon has struggled a little bit recently to find a consistent impact on the game through the game itself. He's obviously having a great season. I think he's at like 36 points or whatever now. But he has nobody to play with, and they just doing an absolute merry-go-round as line mates. Evander Kane is struggling at the moment. Last night,
something.
Yeah, there's got to be something up.
Gregor said it the other day in the game notes that he's hurt with something, but nobody can kind of pinpoint what it is.
Yeah, well, maybe just sit him out.
They try asking him. Well,
you using your big brain over there.
I know. Save that for January.
Why don't you ask him?
Yeah, why don't you go talk to him?
Everybody's just afraid to broach the subject.
Hey, Vander, are you hurt at all? Shut up! Oh my God, fuck you.
But it looked like McLeod, Fogle, and Dry maybe had a little bit of something going yesterday. But if those 3 are on your second line, then who is on your third line?
McLeod is definitely a winger, in my opinion.
100 million %.
Having him beside Leon makes plenty of sense to me.
Then
And
you
if-
no third line center.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Leon's line right now.
Gagne-
Clause
Gagne
one.
One
take
line
some
at a
draws?
time. Pardon?
Can't Gagne take some
Like
draws?
he can't skate well enough to play center.
That's fine. Then we'll the third line. We'll just start the puck off with them having the puck in their own end. We won't even do face-offs. Just give them the puck and they can bring it out from their own blue line. No, we'll stand behind the red line.
I think when Holloway comes back, it'll help things, which should be after the Christmas break, right? I would assume at some point after Christmas,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, it will be after the Christmas break.
Perfect. But they need to help Leon by getting him a new
You go
winger.
far enough any days after the Christmas break, really.
Yeah, if he's not back today, then yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, that's number one on my wish list.
A winger. Well, was it last night? Bob was talking about last night them trying to find a right winger for Leon's line. I feel like I remember that.
Leon and Fogle
I
have
didn't
really
hear.
good numbers together for some weird reason. So you put them together and you put McLeod there. And then
but
that
again-
third line you do, we saw at the very beginning of the season that Kane and Gagne looked really good together. You put them together, you put Janmark there, you keep your third line together, you keep your first line the way it is. And
Fogle would have 30 goals if he had more than three fingers on each hand. Think about it. He's gripping that stick with his like a claw.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah. It's like talons.
He's being a silly goose, Warren Fogle.
Dan, what do you got? What do you hope Santa brings you others
Well,
for Christmas?
it's kind of a knock on wood situation for me, but it's going to be health and prosperity for one Connor McDavid for the rest of the year. I think we kind of saw this season the team was unable to figure out the 26 other issues that they were having at the same time as Connor was having his issues. Some people believe it was an injury. Some people believe it was just, whatever.
Watch
But
that.
we need, yeah, exactly.
I read it
Some
in the
people,
Instagram
some people
comments.
wished it was the end of Connor McDavid. But for me, it's just, we need Connor to be healthy and happy, or pissed off for the remainder of the season. So that'll be my wish.
That's a good one. Tyler, what do you got?
Caffeine pills. So they stop falling asleep in the second period every damn game.
I would argue that back half of the first period last night as well.
it's after they get that second goal.
They come out, they do warm-ups, the game starts, and they're like, "Ooh, this feels good." And then they get sleepy. I'm tired of watching the sleepy boys. Get them caffeine pills so they stay awake and alert through the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
That's on number one on my wish list.
You're not allowed to smoke meth. Caffeine pills it is.
Make all their water bottles out of smelling salts.
Smelling salts are legit.
Guys just throwing
But they're awake.
I wanted to find a way to spin, let's get some full 60-minute efforts going here for the Edmonton Oilers, because it has been a problem as of late, right? And you go look, in the past couple of years, starts have been their issue.
Yep.
But now they've outscored the opposition in the first period. They're getting caved in the second period, and third periods have been 50-50 based on if they're winning or losing.
In my 3 key things article at Oilersnation.com today, I said after the second goal went in, after Nuge scored, it was almost like they hung the mission accomplished banner behind them. Like, we good.
We did it.
Oh, there's still 50 minutes left to play. Rats. And then they kind of got goalied in the second period. What's his name stood on his head and then completely collapsed in the third, but we'll get there. Rick, what do you got? What's Santa bringing the Oilers for Christmas?
Consistency.
Yes.
It's kind of what you just said there, Ty. Like, if you can just go out there and play the same type of game all the time, if they go in there and play their best game all the time, there won't be an issue. There's very few teams that can skate with this team. There's very few teams that can score with this team. If they just come out and do their thing, they'll be fine.
I'm going to say, it's kind of like what Liam was talking about a little bit, but I'm just going to say depth scoring. Last night, 6-3 win over the Devils, and they got goals from Adam Ernie, 2 from Ryan McLeod, and then the guys that you would expect to score also scored. So when that happens, you got a really good chance of winning if you're getting goals from guys not named Connor, Leon, and in yesterday's case, Nuge. 3 depth goals last night. I'll take it. One depth goal per night. I'll take it.
That's what I was going to say. You just need one because that first line is so good.
They are so good.
That they're going to probably get 2 goals a night, right?
They're the best line in hockey right now. Did you hear what the 5-on-5 stats were with them on the ice?
One
last
second.
game? Okay.
I want to add a second Christmas wish from Santa. Whatever it takes to keep those 3 together. I don't know what that means, but those 3 need to play together
Takes
because
one
they
thing. Or the consistent second line.
All right.
The second line can do their thing. You have no reason to break up the first line.
get Rick's wish in. My wish happens too. Perfect. Tyler, stats.
At 5-on-5 last game against the Devils, the Oilers outshot New Jersey 20-3 with those 3 players on the ice.
Is that
Sounds
good?
good.
Seems all right.
That's all my fingers and toes.
And it wasn't one of those things where like you looked at the stat sheet after and were like, whoa, that's surprising. Like you felt it watching the game. When that line was on the ice, good stuff was happening. When that line wasn't on the ice, bad stuff was happening. Very simple calculation.
Yeah. They're good.
They're so good. That
so
could be the
good.
best line in hockey.
Yeah, it probably is. What was Boston's second line when they had the perfection line?
Krejci, Zaka.
Oh boy.
No.
Wow, okay.
DeBrusque.
They don't have a Leon Draisaitl on the second line, which is why I love your point, Liam. If you give Draisaitl an elite player to play with and you can keep running this top line the way it is, look out.
Even somebody that can just cash in on what Leon gives you
Yeah.
consistently. Like who's Leon's Pat Maroon?
Should be Evander Kane, but for whatever reason, they don't work well together.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And it's not even just Kane being hurt. Like they traditionally don't work well together. And I think part of it too, I think Leon plays best when he's got speed on his
That's what it is, though. Leon needs to be. He needs horses out there. Kane likes the slower type of game, and Leon can play that game because he's huge, but he does not. He's not as prosperous in that. He needs to be out there flying. When he's skating, he's dangerous. You put two wingers out there who can skate with him, like 37 and McLeod. They're gonna fucking make him skate. It'll be much different.
I think McLeod should be a winger.
But that's also why I'm dying to see Dylan Holloway get a long look with Leon. That could work.
Happen.
I know. I don't know if it
We just
will.
need to. Yeah, he needs to get here and stay healthy.
Yeah. Last 2 years have been derailed for him by injury. So he just needs to stay healthy. Stay healthy, step one. Move up in the lineup, step two.
Fair. That's fair.
Any other wishes from Santa for the boys?
What about from like a fan perspective?
More Hunter.
Well, I don't want to give mine away.
What about Mini Hunter?
Kit.
Kit.
I
Why
like
don't
the
we
OG.
see more of him? A lawyer so Hunter can win his custody battle and have his child.
Nah, I don't need that.
Child labor laws.
Yeah, there's child labor laws. You can't have the little one working.
Okay.
Good volunteer.
More handrails for Hunter to walk up and down.
Taller handrails.
In between every section is handrails. God damn.
Yep. But they're just for Hunter. Don't touch them.
Beer prices going down. That's an easy one.
I've said this a bunch of times and they could just have so much fun. I don't know if you'll be able to know, Rick. Every goal the Oilers are down should be $1 off beer prices. Is there a rule against such a thing?
No, you get to a point where you have to charge a certain amount for a certain amount of ounces, but
The Oilers are a long ways away from that.
yeah, a long.
Yeah. Okay. So my wish is $1 off every goal you're down.
If the Oilers are
Increase
down
the
after,
atmosphere in there.
if the Oilers are down after the first period, 25% off beers. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've always believed that you should scale your team ticket prices that way by winning and losing. Just
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So it's like the stock market almost.
yes.
You can't.
I know you can't.
How about half price singles? Bring those back.
Half price
Oh,
singles.
Molson game day pricing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring those back because that's not a thing anymore, is it?
Nope.
Yeah.
Sure
No, it's
isn't. That went
do you
away with
mean?
the old arena, I think.
What is that?
Think about how many people fell in love because they both bought Molson half price game day singles tickets.
Oh, they were tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were just like, empty seat. We need a body in it. Super
Oh.
cheap.
That was
Makes
when we
sense.
had 16 or no, what was it? What was Rexall's seating capacity? 17 or
16,834.
Now that we're down there lower.
Hope you don't forget anyone close to his birthday because if you remember
The
that,
fact
enough
that
birthdays.
so it's actually 16,839. Fuck. But that you were that close off the dome is remarkable.
And what's Rogers?
18 something.
Yeah,
Rick?
Rogers
I see 18,039, but that's wrong.
capacity.
I say 18,041.
I'll say 18,256.
18.5 is a hockey venue. 20,734 is a concert venue.
So they'll throw 2,000 on the floor. Hey, wow.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
I was at a couple of shows
Which-
this year where the floor was just packed.
Which means there is a world where you could fit 2,000 hockey players on the ice.
It's congested out there. Not much room to make plays.
No, because the
like more than the
no, because
entire
the
league.
floor doesn't go around with the boards. It goes deeper and it's cornered and it's squared off.
So you could have more.
No, less. It goes deeper than what the boards would do,
Oh, I see.
and it's squared off where it's rounded in there.
Can
Right?
let me
So
have
you're
this one.
Well, it's probably like
It's Christmas,
1,700.
Rick.
Is that
It's
okay?
Christmas.
1,700, okay?
I dream of the 1,700 player hockey game at Rogers.
850.
I don't even know where I would watch. I don't know what I would watch.
I bet one puck too, so it's just like whacked around.
You can't see it underneath the sea of helmets.
You won't see anything.
Just a wave of moving people. all over the
No,
place.
there ain't going nowhere. You're standing there. You're pretty much just table hockey. Once you move it, you can't move anywhere. There's 1,700
I'll
people.
tell you one thing, my bows are sky high all the time.
Yeah.
Elbows up.
My anxiety is raising just thinking of this scenario in my head.
It reminds me of being in a mosh pit is what it reminds me of. And again, elbows up. Keep your shoes on real tight because somebody's going to pull one of those off you. Right?
3,000
People do that in mosh
skates.
pits?
Fucking right. If you're crowd surfing, someone will jack your shoes for show.
Ruthless.
Yeah. Might give you a little bum squeeze too.
Well, now I'm back.
No shoes and a bum squeeze. Okay. I want to hear from you. Owen Radio Podcast, Twitter and Instagram. Hit us up. What should Santa bring the boys for Christmas? Can't say goaltending. That was the rule. That's the easy one.
Mm-hmm.
Goaltending. That's number one on the list. Tyler said no. So you have to be creative. What else? Anything else? How about
Development.
A GM.
better drafting, perhaps?
A GM.
GM would
fresh
be
one?
nice. Direction.
They have direction.
I don't.
One
they
direction?
kind of do, but they kind of don't at the same time.
Jonas
Yeah, you're
Brothers
going,
at
to
every
the, you're
game.
going to the Stanley Cup. That's the direction.
All right.
It's like following the North Star. There's the cup.
I
Go
mean, Liam, their
towards it.
direction has been win now.
Okay.
And everyone
But
says like
Liam
sell
was
off
just
everything you can. This is win now.
Liam was just talking about a band
Done it,
playing.
sort of, kinda. You just made two bad choices.
You just wanted,
That
you wanted one
totally
direction to
screwed
play
us.
at Joey
Yeah,
Mo's
you
square.
went all in on a goalie and all in on a forward this year, and they were just both wrong decisions.
I just feel like the organization as a whole might be saying they're going for a Stanley Cup, which is true. Like I think this roster evidently is pushing for that, but there's a lot of other layers where it's like, it seems flawed.
Like how last night they had almost $11 million in cap space used up by players not on the ice.
Yeah, or the fact that like they just announced that Jack Campbell now isn't the starter in Bakersfield and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
like,
I don't know, man. It made sense why they were running him out there. They wanted to get him going again.
So yeah, this is actually a good call by,
Alright.
by the organization. Then is like boot him out of the way and let your young goalie keep developing.
okay,
Rodrigue played well the other day.
You're screwed with what you have with him, right? Like he's going to be in the way no matter where he is, and they do
How about
want to
the
trade him,
Wichita
but you
Thunder?
wait as long as possible to trade him to get as much as possible back for it, and you just hope to hell that you can win your way through that time.
I'm just thinking out loud. Could they send Jack Hamill to the Wichita
No.
Thunder if they wanted to?
No,
yeah, you could send him to the ECHL.
no, we're a NHL, AHL contract. If you're going to go to the ECHL, it's got to be ECHL, AHL contract.
Alrighty.
You could loan him there though.
No.
Yeah,
Can we
they
do
just
that
like
thing
they
where we
just like they
him
loan to
a
Europe,
European
right?
team?
Oh,
always
maybe,
fun.
but I think he has to
It's
sign
not-
off
yeah,
on
it's
that.
exactly,
Yeah,
yes.
he's not signing off on
But
that.
to answer your question, there is a way.
We got to loan him to a European team. Enjoy Switzerland. You and Miko.
Rapid
at,
City Rush
Lugano.
need a goalie.
Trade him for who was the goalie that gave up on us and went over there?
Nikolai Habibulin.
Oh,
Konovalov, the Russian kid?
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
All right, we got a spot for you. Come on back.
Come on back. Soup kept the seat warm.
Yeah,
If you're lucky, you left a couple of shekels tucked into the,
I hear
tucked
there's
into
good.
the
I hear
couch.
there's nice schools in Russia too. Good for a family.
I don't know that to be true.
I don't know, not to be
Depends what you're looking to learn.
true. Yeah,
Good stuff. Hit us up, Owen Radio Podcast. I want to hear from you. Santa's wish list. We're Canada's wish list. World Juniors kickoff. We'll have coverage about that next week. I want to go to last night's game really quick because we're going to do our segment for our friends at DoorDash. So everybody, I want you to think of who delivered. All right. Are you thinking? Tyler?
Yeah, I got
Paying
some
attention?
ideas.
I don't have the ads open, so I'm just nonsensing until I find
Oh, I
Here we go.
can help you out with that.
Don't worry. I'm going to read this verbatim.
Okay.
For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code NATION25. That's 25% off up to $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code Tyler.
Nation 25.
Don't forget, that's code
Nation 25.
for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Offer valid in Canada, subject to change. Terms do apply. DoorDash. Listen, got a big couple of days, probably some family, some friends coming up. Forget something? DoorDash it. That's
Sitting
what we're
on
saying.
the couch, DoorDash your meals. Don't cook.
You gonna watch some Christmas Day basketball? They
Or
play
football.
basketball. Are they playing football too?
Yeah, NFL all weekend.
3 games.
DoorDash. That's what we're saying. Starting down at the end of the row, Mr. Nation Dan, looking at whatever you want to do. Who delivered for our friends at DoorDash for you?
Well, it was almost 2 calendar years since he scored a NHL goal. It's going to go to Adam Ernie for his, that was such a dagger of a goal. It was an exclamation point on the resurgence of the Edmonton Oilers in that game last night. So Adam Ernie, you delivered.
Love that. Liam, you're up next. For our friends at DoorDash, who delivered for you?
Ryan McLeod delivered 2 goals last night. They need more of that from him on a consistent basis.
Scored them both on a goalie.
Crazy stuff. On a goaltender.
So he's got 4 now. That puts him on pace for what? Like 12-ish?
How many games have they
4
played?
and 30. So times that by 2 is 8.
10?
Yeah, he's on pace for 10, 11.
All right. Tyler, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered for you?
One Matthias Ekholm. He's starting to look more and more like himself as the season has gone on. Back to being 100% healthy. And in his last 2 games to start this road trip, 3 points, 9 shots on goal. Over 21 minutes in each of those games as well. Matthias Ekholm starting to look like the Viking we knew we were getting when we made the trade with Nashville.
Love that. He is. He's looking really good again. Concerned about the boots sometimes.
Yeah, but again...
But he's smart enough to figure it out.
Bingo.
But there's sometimes, where he gets in those races backward. I'm like, you got a lot of ground to cover, big man.
He's going to start cutting them off.
Yep. Rick, for our friends at DoorDash, who delivered for you?
You know what? Let's go with Leon from last night. The guy has had an incredible year when it comes to points, yet he's still like somehow behind what you expected of Leon. So to see him score a goal the way he scored that goal last night, I felt like I could see a monkey jumping off his back.
I said that in my article as well. It's just like, it's weird to say that a guy who's on pace for 95 plus points, 100 points in that window is struggling.
Yeah, he's not himself right now.
It's just the goal side. But last night was a beauty. That is a laser beam of a backhander.
Yeah, it's silly.
For DoorDash, I'm sticking with Leon for who delivered, but not for what he did on the ice. It's what he did off the ice. Did you see his happy birthday message to Cody Ceci on Instagram?
Yeah, it's very funny.
Absolutely hilarious. Basically, Cody Ceci was one with the boards. Face first, I might add.
Yeah, he's eating the boards there.
And Leon just said, happy birthday, Cody Ceci, and used that photo to wish him happy birthday. Hilarious. Made me laugh out loud. Leon, you give me lols from time to time, and that was one of them. So thank you.
I have breaking news.
Go ahead.
Dun, dun, dun.
Colton Sevier and Joey LeLedger have been named to the Spengler Cup team for Team Canada.
There you go.
We may not have anybody in the World Juniors, but we are well represented in the Spengler
What the
Cup.
hell has Joey LeLeggia been doing recently?
Let's find out,
Playing
shall
for
we?
Team Canada in the Spengler Cup.
Joey LeLedger, former defenseman turned forward.
Did he get NHL games?
Yeah. Joey Legs, he got a couple.
No,
didn't he?
never.
Didn't he? I thought he got a 2-3. No? 0, eh?
0.
Willie Legs.
Willie Legs, no.
He's playing in Lugano in the Swiss League.
He and Miko, hey? They're collecting the whole set.
He has 8 goals and 19 points in 29 games.
That's nice.
Who else is on this team?
Daniel Carr.
Mark Arcabello,
Marco Bello.
Granlund.
No.
Marcus Granlund.
They really are collecting the whole set.
The Oilers Swiss team.
John Quinnenville, who is an Edmonton boy.
Quenville's kid or nephew, one of the two.
Daniel
Nephew.
Carr's in there too. He's an Edmonton guy.
Was
He's
he?
for Parkway.
There he is.
Petrie?
Second lead scorer.
Jeff Petrie's not on this team,
There's a
unfortunately.
Petrie, though.
What is Colton Sevier doing?
Chilling.
I thought he'd stop
A little
playing.
bit killing.
These are the questions that the listeners
He's
need
also
to
in
know.
the Swiss League
Who,
for Bern.
who plays
you know
with him in
what?
Bern?
Wanye and I talked about this on Real Life one time. Like, if you're at one of those levels where your options are really AHL or Europe,
About 26-ish.
take Europe.
Yep.
Yep.
Playing in Switzerland, like, the schedule is casual. You have time to travel. It's beautiful. Why wouldn't you?
Also on Colton Sevier's Swiss team, Bern SC, Dominic Cahoon,
Leading scorer.
leading scorer. He has 8 goals.
Listen, he's
and 25
practiced Leon
points.
Draisaitl. There's still time for him to come back and make an impact.
No penalty minutes this season.
Well, he's a gentleman.
Martin Ferk's playing overseas. Hey, he couldn't get an NHL game.
Well, did you
Martin
see
Ferk,
he kick
the-
somebody
yeah.
the other day?
Oh,
That's
kicked him?
crazy.
Yeah, he
He kicked him.
He went up. He like
Yeah,
the clip
kind of
is
like
wild
the
to
dude
watch.
who got I don't know what he is sitting at right now.
It was like
but
that?
He kind of got
it was
like
worse.
rode up onto the bench, like into the player's bench, and then his legs are up in the air and they're just there. And then all of a sudden he starts kicking like a little child
really
towards
weird.
the guy's head.
He like flailed his legs when he's up there.
So, I mean, not the time to be doing that, Marty. I watched you in Halifax, eh? Former Halifax Moosehead.
In case you
Less of like a kick
Yeah,
and
I'm
more of
looking
just
at
like being dumb with your feet
Yes.
in a dangerous
Oh
spot.
my
Not
God.
like a
Flailing.
it was just stupid.
that is stupid.
Reckless.
This Swiss league.
Super reckless.
Not the time to be doing it.
Never the time, one would argue. What else you got over there, Liam?
I can't find any former Oilers, but on Zurich, do you guys remember Scott Harrington, former London Knight? I believe he was a early second round pick.
I remember the
No,
name.
he played on the World Juniors team. He's over on Zurich.
One of the listeners just said, "Oh yeah, that guy."
I remember him. I always remember on NHL 2016, maybe it was. He had a high potential.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yannick Weber, Swiss player though. He's Rafael Diaz, former Montreal Canadian.
Which team does Ralph Kruger coach? Surely he's.
Which sport is
Rito-
Ralph Kruger in these
I think he
days?
came back to hockey.
did.
I do believe he came.
Yeah, I
came
think
back
he
to
did.
hockey.
Redo Berra, former Calgary Lame, is playing in Switzerland still.
The only Swiss
36.
player I care about, Liam, plays for Biel HC, and that's Gaetan Haas.
I messaged Gaetan on
love
Twitter, on Instagram.
Just said hi.
Just to say hi, what's
I
going
asked him
on?
to be on our
How you
show.
doing?
No response.
Merry
I did say Merry Christmas.
Did he leave you on red or no response at all?
Just nothing.
9
When'd you
goals,
message him?
19 points,
Couple weeks ago.
24 games.
I'm sure he'll see it eventually.
It's just another chapter of the mascot Hall of Fame all over again.
Festivus
Festivus tomorrow.
tomorrow. Right
By the way, check out my Festivus article at Oilersnation.com tomorrow morning.
there you go.
It's already scheduled. I got beefs. Got grievances with all of you.
You should.
Air them.
What's Festivus again? That's the Seinfeld thing, right?
Yep. It's the festival
Festivus
we
for the
air our
rest of us.
grievances and feats of strength.
Festivus is for the rest of
Nothing
us.
serious.
I never watched Seinfeld.
You're missing out.
You probably am.
How
I
did you
can
really
watch
guess?
it on
Not-
one of them still, right?
Hasn't really aged well though. Got to be honest.
Well, some of them.
Some of them have just for sure.
Yeah,
But
they're
Just like, when did that show end? In like late 90s, right?
90.
Like that's a minute ago.
7. I want to say
That is a
say the
minute
later
ago.
90s. I'm trying to remember like
final episode.
They were talking about making a new episode. Like one more episode.
Well, AI. makes them all
they
the
can't
time.
just do. I mean, you can just do one
Of them
episode.
getting
but
out of
you need-
jail?
1998.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
just how they're all old now. They come
Could
out
you
of jail.
imagine they had them in that little cell this long?
Yeah.
I believe they want to revisit that. I heard that too, that they want to revisit that episode.
Because everybody hated that episode.
It was terrible.
It was awful. Great show. Ended poorly.
I think the last words said on the episode were also the first words said on the first episode.
Oh.
Anyway, Gaetan Haas, 9 goals and 19 points, 24 games.
The Edmonton Oilers podcast with a
Should we get her back on the rails?
Always could, I suppose. It's the last show before Christmas.
Yeah.
Philipia is still in this play.
You know what? The Christmas elf didn't drop us off beers in the studio for today's episode. What the fuck, man?
They all got dropped off at the previous show and consumed.
Yeah, Jay had beers on Owen every day.
Rascal.
Bring up your issues with him.
He's in my
Tomorrow.
list of grievances. Looking back at last night's game, there's a couple other things I wanted to touch on. First of all, we mentioned it. Ryan McLeod, big night.
Yep.
First 2-goal game of the season. First 2-goal game in a minute.
Maybe ever.
I don't think so. I think I heard it last night on the broadcast. He's got one more before that.
Yeah, I think so.
Other thing worth mentioning, Connor McDavid picked up a goal and an assist. Now gives him 27 points in the 15 games he's played against the Devils. He has got a point in every single game he's played against the Devils.
Damn.
Really?
Ryan McLeod's last 2-goal game, March 28th, 2022 against Arizona.
In a minute.
I have one more fact about last night's game.
Go ahead.
It's the first time the Oilers have beat New Jersey in New Jersey since 2015, which was their longest drought against a team on the road.
David Putty would be upset.
David,
Devils.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
no.
Just hit Liam with every single reference we can right now.
Another thing I want to mention from last night's game, another 2 points for Sammy Gagne. He's got 4 goals, 5 assists for 9 points in 18 games.
Dude,
Incredible production on a league min contract.
he's scoring at a 40-point pace.
And he plays what? How many minutes he play last night? 6, 7? Because he got banged up a little bit. Took a puck to the mush.
Did he come back after that?
9:49.
Did he come back after that?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
I thought I heard that today that he did not come back after taking.
I don't know.
Either way.
I remember.
I mean, good news for Connor Brown is that Derek Ryan and Sam Gagner may be hurt. Bad news for Connor Brown is that Adam Ernie scored.
Fair.
Derek Ryan got absolutely demolished behind the net at the end of the game. And it was just one of those things where people were celebrating or whatever. And I was just like, is he okay? Because he did not look okay.
He's been taking some lickings recently.
And we're not going to find out anything today because they're not going to have any pre-skates. Or nothing.
No.
But let's throw this out there. I know, again, by the time people consume this podcast, the game might be over, but would you try to squeeze Connor Brown back in, or is it only if someone's hurt?
Only if
Fancy
someone's
Leonard Petrol?
Yeah.
Only if someone's hurt. Jinx, you owe me soda.
We have Pop.
I got a liter of cola out there.
Whatever it is, I'll take it.
But like on Oilers Nation every day, Frank Saravalli I was watching your show. He was talking about Connor Brown was very upset about finding out he was a healthy scratch off practice in New Jersey.
Why? Like, why is
that
he
was
upset?
my question. Like, I get why you would be mad, but bro,
Like,
you had to see it coming.
Look at your production. Look at what's been going on for you. Now, I guess from a standpoint of
wants to be sad.
that's yes, and from a standpoint of he's had looks recently, whereas he was
had
having
3 or 4
nothing.
posts.
Yeah.
I mean, their posts are zeros
So-
on the board, but they're still.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting there going, so what, you're telling me if those shots go half an inch lower, I have 4 goals and I'm not going to healthy scratch, which is probably a dumb way to look at it. But
Yes, that's the
ultimately,
case.
Yes, that's exactly how it goes.
Yep.
It's a result-based.
Because the others would have won those games even more, right?
Unfortunately.
Like they contribute to the scoreline.
Posts don't count except in the Korskis.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Which is also a fake stat.
Or when you guys write them.
How dare you? How dare you? But ultimately, okay, say my thought would be same lineup as last night, provided you can.
Yep.
Yeah, I would too. The only way I would slot in Brown is if someone is hurt, which they might be because our 2 old boys were pretty banged up yesterday.
I think it's pretty easy to go to Derek Ryan. I mean, he's been playing fine hockey, but I think you could probably go to him and just be like, hey, man, you've been getting hit hard a lot recently. Like he's gone down the tunnel, I think 3 times in the last 3 weeks. Extra long Christmas break for you, Derek Ryan. Yeah. I think it's important to get Connor Brown back in. I don't think you want to have that guy sitting on a poor game. Or
Derek Ryan kills penalties, no?
Connor Brown kills penalties.
Does he?
Yeah.
Can he take faceoffs?
No, but Derek Ryan doesn't take a ton of faceoffs for them anymore. So
Anybody can take faceoffs.
Like, interesting point, actually. I would just be trying to get him in, even if it means going to Gagner. And Gagner, if he's healthy, you play him no matter what. But Derek Ryan specifically, I'd just be like, listen.
Wednesday, the first game?
Yeah. No,
27?
Thursday, 28th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 28-33.
You don't want him going a full week having to stew on that healthy scratching. Give him a chance to build up some positive momentum.
But it is.
But why don't you?
I don't know. I just think he's.
I want his nose in the corner thinking about what he did.
And
it's
you
only
get
3 days, really, because 4 days are like a holiday. That doesn't really count in terms of like.
For us,
he's going to be a Connor's PJ going back to Ontario. He'll be fine.
I just think he's an important guy to get going because he needs to be a part of the solution this season, right? You've committed to that bonus for next year, so you need to try milk something positive out of this experience this season. So try to get him going a little bit. Put him back in the lineup tonight against the Rangers.
Where do you put him then? Fourth line?
Yeah, third or fourth line. Like you could run Janmark, Kane,
he's averaging
Brown.
14.46 so far this season with
Janmark, Kane, and Brown. There's my third line. Go.
Janmark, Kane, and Brown.
Janmark's playing center.
Oh, this feels horrible. You're gonna. Evander Kane is doing nothing right now. Janmark hasn't had a goal since
The last time they
November,
put Kane-
and Connor
last-
Ryan hasn't scored a goal this season.
Well,
so you're gonna put those
that's a
3 guys
perfect storm.
together.
Sounds like
Yeah, it sounds like
Last
we're
time
gonna
they
get
put-
lit
last-
up.
last time they put Kane on the third line, what happened? He got pissed off and he went out there and
We
did
just need to
shit.
make
played
sure
there
Scott
last
Oakes
night.
there to talk to him.
Yeah, get Scott Oak there.
And then your fourth line would be Ernie, Gagner, and
Hamlin.
Hamblin.
I like putting Gagner and Kane together though.
Okay, so then go Gagner, Kane, Janmark, and then Brown, Hamblin, and Ernie.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Boy, this feels a lot like, should Dominic Cahoon play in the top 6 tonight? Like,
Kind of. That's why Liam's Christmas wish needs to come true in short order here.
They need a winger, they need a center, they need a D-man, and a goalie. They're right there.
First, they need
Outside of
everyone
that,
to play their potential. Then we can figure it out from there. If they all play to their potential,
To me, I think one of the moves that you make as quick as possible is, and I mean, it creates a hole on the third line, is you put McLeod on the wing.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's just like Nugent Hopkins on the wing is quietly putting up a really fucking solid season again.
Yeah, he is.
And he's very effective there.
I just think it's weird how they've just never tested it before.
Outside of last night.
Like they've done it like spots here and there with McLeod, but it's never been like a long solution
He's a
to
perimeter
anything.
player. Leave him on the perimeter.
But even like last year when Bukestad, and maybe he was injured if I'm remembering correctly, like when Bukestad and McLeod were there, they just made McLeod the fourth. McLeod, oh my goodness. McLeod. Sorry, Ryan.
He was chasing right down.
They just made him the fourth line center, did they not? If I'm remembering that correctly?
I don't remember.
I just feel like there's been
I remember
spots for
we
him to
talked about it on
test
Tuesday.
this.
What didn't happen last year?
I think McLeod can be actually a good problem on the second line.
No, I think I like him on that line skating with Leon.
It's just
Go
like you
get
said.
pucks for Leon. That's your job.
Don't look. Maybe they should just
Keep
go
your stick
11
on
and
the ice.
7 and be like, McLeod, you're playing right wing or left wing, whatever way he shoots, and then put him on the center as well. Good luck, Ben Gleason.
Benny G.
When are we going to play him?
Listen, he's having a good time.
Benny G. We could call him Benny 1000.
Ben.
Those NHL paychecks.
Yeah.
Snacks are good.
I wonder where he's from.
I mean, you have the
Bakersfield.
technology.
Bakersfield.
Connor Brown. Connor Brown. He's
Michigan.
probably getting the snacks last night. Ben Gleason, good guy, glue guy. You need a snack? I got you. Fresh popcorn? I got you. Yeah. Just thinking out loud.
Broberg's doing pretty well in Bakersfield right now,
Tell me
actually.
about it.
He has right now, where is he? He has 1 goal and 4 points in 9 games, but I think he's only been down there for 6 since we last sent him down. So he's been pretty
Do you
good.
believe the rumors or the reports that he might be enough to sweeten the deal to get Campbell out of here?
No.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we all thought last year that Michael Kesselring was just a throw into the Nick Bukestad trade. Now he's an everyday NHLer. I feel like Broberg's better than Kesselring because he actually gets calls up to the NHL.
Maybe Arizona would be interested in Broberg.
Maybe the others should just develop their players better and we won't have to trade them away.
Or draft better players. Thoughts?
No, they draft good players.
He's just stuck in a long line of left-handed
you
defensemen.
can't. We're not doing this again.
Okay.
But when every single player is crap, it's not on the scouting. It's on the fact you don't develop anybody.
Or
It's
not
chicken and egg, Liam.
It's not chicken and egg because surely you have like 1 or 2 guys who are like, that guy's pretty good.
Ryan McLeod was a 2nd round pick. Stuart Skinner was a 3rd round pick.
Yes, and it's a different group.
Evan Bouchard
Like,
was
it's a
drafted later than Broberg.
different development group. Like since Jay Woodcroft left Bakersfield, the others have not developed players.
Is that coaching staff?
Yeah, I don't think the coaching staff is good
Well,
enough.
they're
down
not
there.
playing young players right now down in Bakersfield.
No, they don't. My
But
friend,
you can only play a certain amount of veterans too, though.
yeah, and like the veterans have to play. Like
You can only play like
You-
what, 4?
how many you can play?
Yeah, certain.
Oh, I'm
certain
not sure,
amount of
to be
veterans
honest.
or something.
But my buddy went down last year to go and watch Carter Savoy play when they played the Wranglers. And he said the first unit power play was basically just veterans. It was like McKegg, Malone.
You love Greg McKay.
I do love the egg. But it's like, sprinkle them in. Like, these guys aren't going to get better. And I don't know what it is this year, to be honest, just off the top of my head. But it's like, you got to play Petrov a little bit more. You got to play
I agree.
Savoy, Bourgault. Like, give them guys to play with. Like, Lane Peterson's down there, too. Like, that's kind of the veterans that you probably want to actually be playing because he's only like 26, too.
One veteran with 2 rooks, one veteran with 2.
Yeah, and
young
like,
kids
hey,
coming
I'm
up.
not saying that like those guys have to, like Malone and McKegg and Griffith have been like good veterans for the Oilers
ask
and
you a question real
Bakersfield, but they got to be playing the kids.
Philip Broberg, what exactly would you have preferred that they did with him? Because he's played 79 NHL games.
Yeah,
Hasn't been able to stick.
Yeah, but in those
But these-
79 games, how many minutes has he
but he
played?
doesn't play. Like when he comes, like this 11 and 7
If you
thing
keep
works.
fucking up, why would you play?
Bouchard fucks up all the time.
Yeah, but
Bouchard
I
puts
used
up a
to.
truckload of points.
He wasn't. Like last season, Bouchard, until Barry left, he wasn't putting up a truckload of points.
yeah, but Broberg was playing all those games.
But he was playing. No, he
was
doesn't
the,
play
he was
enough.
the 5, 6, 7, so he was getting half the amount of minutes that you'd like.
I just
to
think they
get.
should have. It's both ways, right? Like he should have maybe been a little bit better, but also when you used to have it in your head of like, every time I make a mistake, I'm just going to sit on the bench the entire game. It's not a good
He
mentality.
was stuck
to have.
behind a long line of defensemen
Yeah, and
better
like the
than
left
him,
side of
period.
it is not
I
great.
compare him directly to Vinny Desharnais, where Vinny got those same minutes and he just wrestled them into more minutes.
But Vinny's a right-handed defenseman.
Yeah,
always
he
did
would-
that
if he
enough.
needs a lefty
But if
righty
Broberg was
advantage.
better than Brett Kulak, he would play more than Brett Kulak.
And
Maybe
Broberg
that's
was
true.
given that position, penciled into that position twice now into this roster, and then lost it both times.
Offside.
I'm not trying to shit on Philip Broberg
on
here.
his
I just don't
offside.
think that, like, at some point it can't always be the organization's fault for players not playing well.
Okay.
Would you say the same thing about Yessi?
That he wasn't given the opportunity? No, I think Puljujarvi was an injury thing that let him down because he was good at the start of that season. I think it was the Anaheim game where he got hurt and then didn't he get COVID and then he was just never really the same.
Yeah, he was sick.
I feel like that's what screwed him a little bit because when he came back from Finland, he was actually pretty good.
Yeah, 100%.
And then he got injured and then it kind of went down the shitter for him.
Didn't stick in Carolina. They didn't even play him down the
It
stretch.
wasn't, well, that was him after his injuries.
No, he was on the ice for that one OT winner.
On the whole, what you're saying, Liam, makes sense to me, but the Broberg example is not a great one for you. Like what you're saying about the organization.
Like, what? I don't know what you want me to
Broberg's
say.
also
I know.
stuck behind 3 legit NHL defensemen.
Like,
and people in this room have been saying the whole time, like, the NHL is not a developmental league and we got to win now. I'm sorry, we can't push the defenseman now. But Broberg's a defenseman who needs to just be given minutes at this point to take the next step in his career. But we as a team don't have that luxury to do it right now. So he's kind of just stuck in a bad spot.
He's just
for him.
stuck in limbo.
Yeah, he's just a bad spot for him.
They just didn't seem. They gave Lavoie his chance.
And then,
didn't work.
you swapped a righty for a lefty last year, one of the better lefties, right? So you went from a righty where Broberg had an opportunity to like work his way in because there wasn't no Ekholm. Then you bring in Ekholm. Now you got Nurse, Ekholm, and Kulak.
Yeah.
It's really tough for him to get in there. And he needs minutes to advance his career. And you can't just give him minutes right now because you have 3 lefties ahead of him. And he's not as good on his right-hand side than, say, like Vinny. So this one is half and half. This one's like part on the team, part on. It's just not there for him right now. It just sucks. But sometimes you're growing into a situation where there's a long line of guys in front of you and you can't crack it. You don't get the opportunity to. So that at this point now, they need to look at moving on and utilizing that asset and turning it into something, and then figuring out what your next upcoming LD is going to be afterwards.
I want to move on from him because they don't have enough depth.
I agree with that.
But don't you have if you were able to package him in a deal to get out of Campbell, you're doing it in a second.
Yes. Also agreed.
And then you got to pray that you stay healthy.
For a second straight season on the blue line.
That's why we got Blaine Gleason.
For a second straight season on the blue line, you got to pray you stay healthy the whole time because they were fully healthy last year. No one got hurt.
Until the playoffs.
But you do have, and I mean, depending on who goes down, you've got Gleason, you've got Niemelainen, who's going to be a big question mark. You don't know what he can do. You don't know what he can't do, though.
Niemelainen?
Yeah. And then, I would, if you're going to move on from a guy like Broberg, I'm probably looking at trying to pick up a cheap veteran 7 too, then.
I just also think that Joe Oilers have been
The Chris Russell, if you will.
generally poor at drafting.
Yeah, I think they have been too.
Who picked Kesselring?
He was actually like 2016 draft pick, something like that.
So it would have been Pistol Pete.
It would have been Pistol Pete, which
See,
he was
and-
actually pretty good at.
And we played another defenseman last night that we drafted.
John Marino.
Marino. And now
By Pistol Pete.
yeah.
That one was
That
that one
one,
sucks
yeah,
though
that
because
one's
it's just like
Yeah.
Personal.
Yeah, that's nothing.
you didn't want to play here. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, no, and that's fine, but it's a situational thing, kind of sort of the same thing that Broberg's in.
In a way, I suppose.
You got
I just
3
like,
guys ahead of him. You're not going to give him any minutes ahead of him.
I just think that we've been talking about like depth scoring or the lack thereof. It just seems like every team in the league has somebody come up from the minors and contribute.
Hamblin,
Just never.
Vinny,
But Hamlin's
Skinner.
like,
We're talking about like yes, but you
we
know what
do
I mean,
have
Tyler,
these
right?
guys.
Like who's our guy from the AHL that come up and scored 8 goals? Like we don't have that,
So they didn't develop them.
or they don't have them in the first place.
or you trade them.
it's a spin cycle of a debate. There's no winner.
Since 2020, the Oilers have had 1 player that they've drafted make the NHL.
Dylan Holloway.
It was Holloway. Yeah, he's the only one.
Yeah, but 2020 was like yesterday.
It was
Yeah,
4 drafts ago.
With that's
It's
for-
almost 2024.
that's with COVID in there too, though.
Yeah, you didn't think about that,
We
did
can
you,
go outside.
Liam?
Yeah,
No, you could go outside. You just weren't allowed to have friends
that's true.
Yes.
Remember we were banging our pots and pans and stuff?
every day, 8 o'clock.
Thank you.
Shift change.
Bang, bang, bang.
I still do it. Last man out in the
Neighbors
jungle.
hate them.
Yeah.
What are they
Keep
going to say
asking
though?
me
It's for
stuff.
the nurses,
Yep.
for the doctors.
Listen,
Can't hate on
The
that.
Miz is right there. They hear me.
Exactly.
You know? That's all. Are we done talking about drafting?
Can we talk about Broberg more, please?
Well, good news. All of us are idiots, and I've got a handful of questions for Ask the Idiots.
First one's about Broberg.
Yep. Have the Oilers developed Broberg correctly? No. I want to tell you about Nation Gear. Go check out a bunch of new stuff that is up on the website, nationgear.ca. We've got the new varsity line that's up there. Boxing Day, we are doing a sale.
Yes.
Nationgear.ca. While you can also still book your trip to Arizona with us for February, the Nation Vacation. We're going to go watch Edmonton take on Arizona in a tiny little arena. And we're going to take a big chunk of it. Come with us. Come hang out. 4 of the 5 of us will be there. Tyler may or may not wear the romper.
Have you found it? No.
Tune in.
With all of us there, there's room for another 15 other people in the arena.
Wow. It's going to be a big day for those 15 people with you.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Nationgear.ca. Watch out for the sales. We're going to have a bunch of graphics and stuff going up over the next week. Just to remind you, if you didn't get something for Christmas, the best time to do it is the Boxing Week sale. Get something a little cheaper. Beautify your life. Make yourself 49% sexier. Promise. Promise. Good. All right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got some Christmas stuff in here. We've got some Oilers stuff in here. We've got a nice little mix. Rick, you're up first. Do you think Connor McDavid can get to 1,000 points by the end of this season? Basically, he needs to go at nearly a 2 point per game pace for the rest of the year. He's just over 100 away. Can he do it?
Can he do it? Yes. Will he do it? Most likely no. He'll finish up at like 984.
Tyler.
God damn, never bet against Connor McDavid, but 2 points a game over 53 games.
Let me give you the exact number here. So currently he is at 893. So he needs 107 points with 52 games left.
Oh, he's not doing that. No, sorry. That's just too tall of an order.
Wait, in the year that we had 56 games, how many points did he have?
100 something.
105.
105.
Yeah, it's 4 more games. Still not enough points, Rick. That's it's not happening.
He's going to be right there.
We play the Ottawa Senators one more time.
And they also win the Senators 7 times that year.
Liam, can Connor get to 1,000 this year?
No, I don't think you will. I think there's too much to ask.
I'm going to say yes, just because, like, you know what? Fuck it.
He
either does it or he's going to be right there. Dan?
He went on a heater last year at the end of the season. Absolutely, he does it.
3 points per game, no problem.
No problem.
Just needs a couple of 8 point game heaters, you know?
Nothing, or what is the line, Tyler? Eight game.
Nothing an 8 game heater can't solve.
Something like that.
Just quickly, because the stat lines are hilarious. That year, Leon Draisaitl had 21 points in 9 games. Him and Connor and Leon each had 21 points in 9 games against the Sens.
Point night.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a lot. Point and 1.
That was a weird year. That was a really weird year. Do you like, 4 straight games against the Jets coming up this weekend?
And remember, Ottawa was like good against everyone else in that division too. Like they played well against everyone else, and then they played us, and they were just like, oh, okay.
Connor McDavid that year had 22 points in 9 games against the Winnipeg Jets. Oh my God, what a funny year.
That was a weird
pandemic aside.
That was a weird season. It's now like I was at the game last Saturday, and just it's back to normal. You go to the Oilers game, you grab yourself a beer, everybody's in jerseys, blah, blah,
lick
blah.
the doorknob. It's all fine.
Yeah, that's how I open doors. I use my mouth. Yeah. But then in 2020, empty barn, all the seats covered. Remember Connor had a hat trick and some of the arena staff came and threw hats on the ice. I was like, get this out of here.
I still look at
truly can.
I had a press pass. I was in the building that night.
Or Seltzer, sorry.
I was in the building when he got his 100th point that game, and the video on my phone is still one of the weirdest things ever. Of like,
here comes the flex. There's nobody in the building except
bang,
Tyler.
but me. But the video, the point is, the video is very eerie of like him scoring.
Yeah,
and the horn goes, and then it's just like
high school gym.
Yeah, terrible.
Dan, can Connor get to 1,000 points?
Yes, he does it. No problem. Don't bet against him.
No problem, he says.
No problem. Lock it in.
Yeah, casual 2.1 points per game for the rest of the season.
Reversing the order now. Nation Dam, starting with you. This one comes in from Maynard. We are all pulling for Connor Brown. We're seeing signs of him coming around, and in my eyes, his contributions to the PK is invaluable. Let's hope and say he maybe gets 6 to 8 goals and can be a factor in the playoffs. Assuming no other team steps forward and offers him the bag, can you see him signing another 1-year cap-friendly deal in Edmonton to do the Oilers a solid, given the bonuses he's being paid next season? Another league min deal coming your way.
Hey, why not? Sure, I could see him doing it that way. I don't think it's going to continue to go like this, but yes, I could absolutely see him, if the Oilers were interested, signing a sweetheart deal for the team.
So sorry, it was if the Oilers would sign him to a league minimum deal again, or like vice versa.
So eventually,
It makes it like
you would have a $4
just over $5 million for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Why would you
3.6 and
want him
1.5.
back?
Because if you're
This
already
season-
paying him 3.25 to not play for you, why not just give him another $750K and at least get the player?
He doesn't have a goal at all this season. And you probably want more production from your bottom six,
How many
which we
games
just
in the
asked Santa
season?
to give. I don't care how many of the games are in the season. He has done
What if he
little.
scores 25 from here on in?
Then yes, there's no way he will ask for a league minimum.
Good point. That's a fair point.
Tyler?
Yeah, I would love him back at league min next year. I don't think it'll happen. I think if it continues
But
to
like,
go,
what could he possibly ask for?
I know, but I'm saying if it continues to go poorly, he'll probably be like, ooh, fresh start time. Need to go to another market. And if it goes well, he's probably more than that. So it's just not worth it.
Rick?
I would definitely consider it. I don't think you can rule it out right now. You got to see what you got available at the time and everything. But if he can become if he can become a quality third line player for the rest of the season and score 8 goals from here on in, maybe get up to 12 or something like that, you'd consider it.
I would try to sign him to a league min extension in January.
Just be like, listen, dude, it's
Next
not
week?
going well.
Yeah.
I would too.
With an
Like-
opt-out for the team.
Like, my guy,
Well, it's only $750. You can throw him down there anyway.
you've got 1 point. We are giving you 3.25 next year. You take this. Stop it.
If he's here next year, does his bonus become part of his salary? Or no, it's still completely different, right?
Bonus
So like if
counts
he was
against
here
the
next year and you put him down, you can't pretend that he's getting paid $4 million and take off 1 point. Yeah, okay. Didn't think so.
I'd rather just played Lavoie for probably the same amount of money
Why not both?
Yeah.
because one of them isn't that good.
Yeah, but you gotta
Which
this
one?
time next
And
year
I'm
you
not
gotta
talking
think,
about Lavoie.
you gotta think about the two right hand shots behind him there's a very good chance they're not in the league next year, right? Dirk Ryan. I mean, they signed Dirk Ryan to a 2-year deal with, I think, intent on throwing him in Bako as like the coaching player type of thing in year 2. And we love him, but I'm fairly certain this might be Sam's last go.
I'd like to just add a bit more potential to the lineup.
What if we can get 2 more new hips for Sam Gagne?
Yeah, 4 legs.
4 hips.
He's a centaur.
His upper body can move like an owl's head and spin fully around 360. Can you imagine how freaked out a D-man would be? Sam
doesn't-
Gagne
yeah.
skating in and then just his upper body flips and he's still skating forward.
It doesn't help his skills at all on the ice,
like that.
but it terrifies the hell out of the D-man.
Raphael Lavoie Liam has got 8 goals and 3 assists for 11 points in 15 games currently with the Condors.
There you go.
Boy,
Keep developing
they should
him.
bring that guy up and play him on the 4th line again.
I love the way he never played.
You know what? All that's standing between Raph Lavoie being properly developed is 6.5 minutes a night at the NHL level.
There you go.
We got a new coach, though. We got a new coach. You never know.
Every
Although the interesting thing, like new coaches, Nobby was playing Broberg less than the other 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're off it. Liam, don't worry about it.
I'm not talking about Philip Broberg ever again.
Okay. Now we're into the important questions. Rick,
Yep.
Cal wants to know, what is the most overrated Christmas food?
The desserts.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
Thank you.
I hadn't considered that. Tyler, what's the most overrated Christmas foods?
I'm Ukrainian, so I'll go with the one Ukrainian food I don't like, cabbage rolls.
Hang on a minute. Are they sour cabbage rolls or are they the German ones that are basically just like hamburger, tomato, rice inside?
No hamburger, just rice wrapped in cabbage. And that's it. Not that good.
I like the German ones. Then. Liam, what is the most overrated Christmas food?
Turkey.
Really?
Not really a turkey guy. I mean, I'll eat it, but it's a bit overrated. It's just like, oh, we look forward to this all year. And it's like, Why? It's just like chicken.
It's fair.
That's all it
Not a
is.
ton different.
Yep. Bigger.
Yeah.
Dan, was the most overrated Christmas food?
It doesn't feel fair. Like I like Rick's answer, the dessert, but I'm going to try and be different. So I'll say the gravy, just because everything about Christmas and dinner is delicious.
Oh, I love
gravy is just an extra. It's not necessary.
Oh, you could have said the cranberries then.
That's good.
That's what I was actually going to go with.
Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy are essentials. Everything else at that point
But what out of those would you
can
remove?
go away. Well, no, don't do that to me.
I'm going to go like, if your cranberry sauce is just one of the like, and it holds its form in the bowl,
that was him getting the jelly out of the can.
that is not for me.
That's fair.
A homemade cranberry sauce? Okay, now we can have a conversation. But that's not what I get in my house. We get the can one that is still holding its shape for days and weeks after Christmas.
Just chisel off some on the side.
Oh, just take a little slice off. You put it on your...
Cutting into a gummy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underrated Christmas food? Leftovers.
Oof.
The best.
Yeah, that's fair.
Coming in the middle. Tyler, you're up next. How do you rank these 4 holidays? Okay. You ready? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, New Year's Eve.
Who's Thanksgiving? Ours?
Of course.
Just checking.
Okay, number 1, Christmas, because you actually get like some time off. It feels like everyone actually shuts down and winds down and like you're done.
Okay.
You know? So I'll go Christmas 1 for that reason. Thanksgiving 2, because it's just food and there's no gift giving or any headache behind it. You just go eat and hang out with your family. That one's good. Number 3, New Year's Eve, big party. Everyone's usually going and doing something pretty social for it. Again, the next day off is usually a day off, so you can party and not like worry about having to work or anything. And then 4 is Halloween, because I don't know, it can fall on like a Wednesday and you're like, what the hell am I going to do on a Wednesday?
Liam, rank them. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, New Year's Eve.
Christmas is 1. New Year's Eve is 2. I guess Thanksgiving's probably 3. And then Halloween's 4.
Dan?
Okay, New Year's Eve is 4th, like by a long shot. I don't understand having it as your second one for both of
Halloween
you guys.
sucks.
Yeah.
But no, New Year's Eve is the worst. It is completely made up. It is contrived. It is cold. It is nonsense. And it's expensive.
based on the calendar.
And it's
How is that
expensive
made
as shit. What's that? It's made up in the sense that everybody has their own New Year's. There's a made up New Year's for everyone. Think about all the other New Year's that happen in the middle of the year. It's made up.
Crazy.
It's contrived.
Why would you change the year in the middle of the year?
There's a Chinese New Year. There's a Ukrainian New Year's. There's a...
I kind of
Keep going.
now. Okay.
So that's that. Then I would say it's...
Dan's
Oh,
reverse
man.
engineering.
Yeah, you're going 4 to 1 here. So
Yeah,
careful.
number 3, I would say Thanksgiving. And Tyler, you laid it out pretty well. It is just a food-based holiday. I'll say Halloween is number 2 because you get to... Little kids enjoy Halloween. They get to have a blast with it. And there's nothing better than being that house that has the cool candy in it. And then Christmas is number 1 because gifts and all the good times you have with family.
Rick, what do you got? What's your order?
Okay, I'm going to be a little bit different here. We're going to go we're going to go Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, Christmas, Halloween. And Halloween's like way, way back.
Mine's a little bit different also. I'm going to go Thanksgiving 1 because you get all the food. You don't got to buy anybody anything.
There's less.
You go, you
hassle
hang
in the
out,
world.
you're gone.
And there's football.
And hockey potentially.
Yep.
2, Christmas. Love the time off. Christmas Eve is actually more fun in my family than Christmas Day. So like Christmas would be number 2. Halloween's number 3. I just like candy.
Fair.
So I go stock up pre-Halloween, get myself candy, pretending I'm going to give some out to kids, even though I keep all the lights off. November 1st, I go back to the store and get all the discounted Halloween candy stocked up for show. And then New Year's Eve, I just don't care about New Year's Eve at all. Like I'm working this year on New Year's Eve. I'm on After Dark. Woo.
Or a 6:00 game though. Yay.
Yeah. And then I'll probably be in bed by 11.
Wow.
Because I have shit I want to do on the 1st because it's a day off. So
Yeah.
go to bed early, up and at 'em. Early bird gets the worm. There you go. I'd like to hear from you. How do you rank those 4 holidays? We're working through. Last question, ask the idiots. Okay. Liam, you're up first.
All right.
The World Juniors tourney kicks off on Boxing Day. So I'm wondering, what is your favorite World Juniors Championship memory?
So I'll give you 2 because one of them's more recent, but my favorite one, I don't even know if they won the game, but do you remember when Canada were coming back against Russia? I think it was like 2013 or something like that. Like Jaden Schwartz was on the team and those guys, but they were down like 5-1.
Yeah, we did not win that.
I don't think they won, but that was a really fun moment.
Mark Stone hit the post late.
Yeah, that's what it was. Mark Stone was on the team. My most injury. The one that I remember most recently is my favorite was the OT winner a couple of years ago from, I think, was it Kent Johnson? Yeah. But Mason McTavish like banks it off the goal line. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was cool.
So that was cool.
Tyler, you're up next. Best or favorite World Juniors memory?
Oh, easy. Eberle goal. That was like really one of the first ones that super stands out to me. I remember like some of the previous ones, like Matt Halischuk scoring that golden goal against Sweden in like 04, 05. But that Eberle goal, just it's iconic. You can go back and watch it and still get chills. So it's the Eberle game tying goal against Russia and then their run to the gold medal.
Except when Pierre Maguire ruins the call.
Yeah, that's not great.
I like anytime TSN shows that highlight, they cut his audio out from that entire moment. It's the best. Nation Dan, your favorite World Juniors moment?
This is going to be a shocker, but it's 2003 because it was in Halifax and Jordan Tutu was unbelievable during that tournament. We've had the opportunity to talk to him on this podcast about that. It was an absolute blast. We didn't end up winning that year. That was the year that I believe it was Kovalchuk was tearing up the World Juniors for the Russians, and they ended up playing Russia and Canada in the finals. And I just always remember, I think it was Kovalchuk. I hope it was. But so one of the Russian players took a penalty and then he spit directly on the camera in the penalty box. And that just stayed with me forever.
Shout out to Jeff Wojtko, who scored the game winning goal in the semifinals, I think against the USA. Yeah.
2003?
I believe so. Yeah. He was on that team for sure.
Rick, what do you got? Favorite World Juniors memory?
I think I'm going to go back to the 90s when they had 5 in a row, the drive for 5. Like it was always just Canada was the best, always. But like one specific game, I think it'd have to go down to the Taves Price overtime, the shootout when Taves shoots like 3 times and Oshie. Was it Oshie? Yeah, Oshie shoots a bunch of times and I think Price is in net for us and I don't remember who was in net for the US.
My favorite, just to be different, it was going to be the Eberle goal. How could you not? I'm just going to say the 2005 team.
Oh, yeah.
If you can just bear with me while I go through this lineup.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, that and the 96 team, I think, are the 2 best ever.
Brent Seabrook, Dion Phaneuf, Sean Bell, Shea Weber, Jeff Carter, Sidney Crosby, Colin Fraser, Anthony Stewart, Stephen Dixon, Ryan Getzlaff, Clark MacArthur, Mike Richards, Andrew Ladd, Danny Savret, Jeremy Collington, Corey Perry, Cam Barker, Nigel Dawes, Braden Coburn, Jeff Glass, Rajan Saeed, and Patrice Bergeron, all on the same team.
There's like multiple Hall of Famers on that team.
Yeah, there's
a couple of former friends in there too.
Yeah, Sean Bell,
Danny Savret,
Colin Fraser.
Yeah, Colin Fraser.
Oh yeah. With his healthy foot.
Cam Barker, how could we forget?
Number 3 overall. He's coming to the Oilers to resurrect his career. This is a big year for us, guys. I can feel it.
Absolutely.
Things didn't go so well.
Yeah.
He's coaching in Penticton now.
Cam Barker?
Yep.
Anyway, World Juniors kicks off Boxing Day. I'll have the preview against Finland on Boxing Day. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be relying heavily on Stephen Ellis from dailyfaceoff.com.
They've got a good team this year. They're being underrated. The people are saying they're probably the 3rd, maybe even 4th best team. It's like Sweden in the US.
Yeah, follow me, Liam. Is just like to beat Canada or to beat Sweden in the US, Canada will have to be like all guns firing.
Yeah, but they have a ton of talent. I mean, I don't think...
was it something like 10 players who could be on that team or in the show right now? So
there's a bunch of guys. Yeah. Bedard and Fantilli could both be eligible to play on this team too. That's the problem with Canada. Is they always seem to have 2-3 guys who can't go because of this.
Guys,
yeah. So they're good. I like Nate Danielson. Good Red Deer lad. I'm Matt Savoy. Good Edmonton boy. Good Stab boy.
St. Albert boy.
Sorry, Tyler.
Edmonton area.
They're good. We'll see how they do.
We're running along here, Tyler.
GEA.
Getting hung up on Philip Broberg.
I know. Liam and I still have to do this holiday episode, and pre-gaming starts in 90 minutes.
All right. Well, let's get Kennedy in here for Kennedy's quote game.
Getting
for our
stressed
friends
out here.
Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Again, Nation Vacation Arizona is fast approaching. Still some spots left. Nationgear.ca. Join us. Edmonton versus Arizona. We're going down to a tiny little barn to watch the boys play. And Alberta Blue Cross is going to be providing the travel insurance on that trip. I turn it over to Kennedy for Kennedy's Quotes Game.
Hi, boys.
Hello.
Hi, Kennedy.
So this is probably the last quote game of the year. So I did tally up the totals.
Wow.
So we're going to go through them because this one's for all the marbles.
I like marbles. Steelies.
So there was 19 quote games total that were played this year, which is crazy. But so because you guys all weren't here during certain times, so I did the on aggregate of who did the best, who did the worst. Yes. So Tyler, you did 66 quotes. You got 20 of them right. So you're at 30%.
Not bad.
Liam, you did 88 quotes. You got 37 correct. 42%.
Oh, that's not bad.
BM, you did 100 quotes. Enough. You got 49 right at 49%.
Good for you.
Dan, you did 106 quotes. You got 37 right, so 35%.
Wow.
And that's the end of the list.
So sorry, what was the percentages? I know that's the end of it. But what were the percentages for everybody that you listed?
What
were the percentages for everybody you listed?
So Ty 30%, Liam 42, BM 49, and Dan 35.
Tyler, that's so embarrassing.
I'm not in last though.
I'm like Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
42.
Aren't you in last, Tyler?
Well, sure.
What did Rick get?
I'll take that bullet for Rick.
So out of 112
61.
quotes,
112.
you got 60 right.
Ooh.
Wow.
You thought he was going the other way, Tyler?
Oh, I thought he was in last. I am in last.
You are.
What was it?
54%.
Yeah, it's like high school all over again.
54%, 49 for me. You know what? I
roll.
take a coin flip. I'm a coin flip on this game. Let's go.
Alrighty, boys. This one's for all the marbles. Number 1, holy fuck Santa Claus.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. Number 2, I want to ask you about Christmas Day. There was a lot of football. Number 3, I've got nothing negative. Oh, wait. The Rogers Wrapped in Red event.
Oh, okay.
Number 4, I wish we could blame that on the holiday feasts. Number 5, I actually got 2 gifts for Christmas. And number 6.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh, I want to know what those presents were.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And number 6, he was dressed like Santa Claus.
This is impossible.
Yeah, I'm not doing very well. I'm going to stick with my 54%. Thank you.
Yeah, this sucks.
What was number 2?
Number 2 was I want to ask you about Christmas Day. There was a lot of football.
I think I went over today.
I feel like there are some questions directed at me, but I didn't answer any of them.
This is awful.
What was the last one again? Sorry.
He was dressed like Santa.
So Waz wasn't a part of this game.
No.
Okay.
You're lucky though.
Just checking.
Could have.
Oh, this is not good.
Alrighty. We locked and loaded.
Ready? Do rock and roll.
Yep, ready as we're ever going to be.
Number 1, holy fuck Santa Claus. BM?
Tyler.
I said BM.
I said BM.
I said Liam.
I have BM.
I would call him Father Christmas.
It's just driving around in general around December.
What else?
Holy
you
fuck,
want to say?
Santa Claus over here to my right.
That was a tie.
Wow.
Damn it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it's not going to help
I
my
want to ask you
percentage.
about Christmas Day. There was a lot of football.
I'm going to say that was Rick. Rick is a man who enjoys football.
I changed mine from Rick to Tyler.
I said it was Rick as well.
This is what I'm most confident in. It's BM asking me about Christmas Day.
I have BM. That feel like a question to Tyler, not. Yeah.
30, Oilers, Jets, 8 o'clock. Whew, that's a good night.
That's a big sports night. What I want to ask you about Christmas Day. There was a lot of football. Were you watching football?
Holding on there.
Yeah, I remember that conversation.
Pregnant pause is what that is.
Okay, number 3. I've got nothing negative. Oh, wait. The Rogers Wrapped in Red event.
I said it was me, but I guess not.
I said Dan.
I said Tyler.
I said me.
I have Liam.
I don't know what that is.
Here's a quote.
I don't have cable.
Commercial.
I don't know. I've got nothing negative. The Rogers Wrapped in Red event. There you go. You get my cold performance.
Oh, that's cold.
I remembered that one.
Okay, number 4. I wish we could blame that on the holiday feast.
I had Dan, but now I know I don't have that one right.
I said Liam.
I said Rick.
I said Rick.
I have Dan.
Stu was there to cover up the mistakes, and he was fantastic.
I wish we could blame that on the holiday feasts.
Nice. 1 for 4.
Let's go.
Alrighty.
That's
Number
25%.
5, I actually got 2 gifts for Christmas.
Liam Harbin.
I said Rick.
I said Dan.
I said BM.
I always get so many gifts.
You were eating stress bananas, and that just kind of turned into a thing now.
I got 2 banana gifts for Christmas. I wish I had them here, but I got a Lego.
So you twisted the quote.
I had
Not a direct quote.
Yeah. You twisted the quote.
Yeah. And I was fully prepared.
That's not what
I'm here to defend
I would have got that one
How am
correct.
I supposed to use that without the word banana in it?
It doesn't matter. You used the word
still a Christmas
football
quote.
in the other one.
Yeah,
to show that it was Tyler's.
This is Tommy Salo, right-hand shooter again.
I'm
Over again.
He shoots right,
Okay,
by the way.
well, when you grade this one at the end of 24, put me down for
Stress
a half
bananas
point on that one.
And that just kind of turned into a thing now.
My game, these are my rules.
It's unbelievable. My percentage. Fuck.
Number 6. Your percentage. You're literally third. Third last. Okay. Last one. Okay. Can't focus now. Too many things. Number 6, he was dressed like Santa.
Doesn't even matter.
I'm going to say that was me talking about
integrity.
Hunter on Saturday.
I guessed Liam.
I said Liam.
I said Dan.
I have Tyler. I think.
Yeah, but
And-
it's just like,
Sure, you may argue that the mascot is for kids, but I say he's also for me.
He brings it every game.
He was dressed like Santa.
Mm-hmm.
He had his drum on.
Alrighty, how we do, boys?
2.
1.5.
1.
Come up with the half.
Everyone gets a
I got
half.
myself. That's it.
1.5.
I got 3 because I'm a champion.
1.5. I would have guessed that.
Well, this one,
The key is to always get 1.
house wins.
That's my trick to getting to 35%. I thought for sure.
But whatever.
I thought for sure I was at the in the 20s
Well,
percentage wise.
That's the end of Quote Game 2023. 2024 is going to go real hard.
Great addition.
Crazy stuff. But anyways, Rick's a cheater. Whatever. Bye, guys.
Thanks for the game, Kennedy. It's been fun.
Divided by 6. 16% on that one.
Rick taking slander there.
I know,
Rick's a cheater.
Which came out the one time and was gonna get everyone 0. And that's when I went 100%. She's disliked me ever since.
Well, Kennedy quote game. It's 3 of 6 today for old Bag Milk.
Attaboy.
That's good.
Let's wrap up the podcast, gentlemen. Time for hot cold performers. Let's rip through these. ONE being recorded here shortly. Let's get through them real quick. We're going to start down with Nation Dan. I've got to reset the buttons on the Roadcaster here. All right. Nation Dan, you were up first. Your cold performer of the week.
Well, this one's going to be a personal one. I'm a bit of a runner. I don't know if you knew that about me, but was out running. Been out running now in the last few weeks as the weather gets icier. And mine is just going to go out to the people that cannot seem to pick up after their dog in my area. I came upon one section of the sidewalk when I decided that I was going to make this my cold performer of the week. I call it the poo sludge. The sides of the sidewalk are just absolutely covered with dog piles. And then the sidewalk is just an icy mess. So it's just going to go to the people that don't pick up after your dog in the winter. You get my cold performer of all time.
Worst.
So I'm with you on that one. Also a dog guy.
Yeah.
A lot of walks with my guy right now. We're thriving because of the lack of snow. But there are very specific areas where there are just piles of dog shit everywhere.
Insane. It's insanity.
Pick it up.
That's not society.
And I know it happened too. I could see it. A little bit of snow covered it there a couple of weeks, and then it all melts, and then there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. Liam, you're up next. Your cold performer of the week.
My cold performer of the week, just the amount of money you have to spend at Christmas is a bit of a pain in the ass.
That's why Thanksgiving's better.
Oh, that's cold.
Yep, it might be. I love giving. I hate how much everything costs right now.
I love taking.
They have it.
Taking is my love language.
Sometimes I do jokes just for Rick, and I'm happy to get
Thank you.
Tyler, you're up next. Your cold performer of the week.
The amount of money that the LA Dodgers are spending, they've single-handedly ruined the MLB offseason. I can't wait to watch them lose in the wild card round next year. I hate them.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
The memes are very funny of them and the Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks like, we just needed friendship.
Why did they get? What's his name?
Yeah, they got Yamamoto.
Yeah,
oh my Lord.
$325 million.
Yeah,
Plus,
They spent $1 billion this offseason.
plus $50 million to his team over in Japan.
I think
Got it.
I think the Oilers really set the bar for them with the Connor Brown contract, and they were like, we can do this too.
There you go. Inspiring the nation. Rick, you're up next. You are cold from the week.
It's this time of year. I work different hours than the average person. So I live my life in different hours than the average person. And now my normal life is being run amok by 9-to-5ers who are supposed to be at work or doing other things. Like, this is my time to be out at the mall or the store, or this, that, the other thing. They're all in my way now. So I hate this time of year and also escalator people who just stand there and don't walk up the escalator. Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Stop being so lazy.
Hey,
Just
Stair
walk.
Club for life, bro.
Yes.
Stair Club for life. My cold performer of the week, and I hate to pick on the guy, but I'm going to do it anyway. Connor Brown, man, like healthy scratch last night, $4 million on the books, spread over 2 seasons. It hurts. I know it bothers you, but it bothers me. So you're getting it today.
Are you thrilled? I'm not.
Obviously, that was Coach Garlick's as well.
Coach Garlick, not happy.
Nope.
Junior coach, not happy now. Used to be the captain of the Erie Otters. Figure it out.
Not going to be again if he keeps playing like this.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Jumping in the middle. Liam, you're up first. Let's reverse the order. Let's wrap up the podcast with some positives. Your hot performer of the week.
My hot performer of the week, I've mentioned this a few times throughout the last few weeks, but the Shield Pod Crusaders had 5 players go and represent Team Canada West. And despite only winning 1 game in the round robin, they beat the US in overtime, and they beat Team Canada East in the final 7-2 to bring home the gold medal. And also shout out to the players that were back in Sherwood Park, who were missing up to 9 players at some games, won all 6 games while the boys were away.
Well done.
So go crew.
Excellent scouting.
Mm-hmm.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
Do you know it's not just the scouting, though? It is the development, too. Because our players are prepared for whatever it takes in any situation, whatever logo they have on the jersey.
Tyler, you're up next. Your hot performer of the week.
That Tiger Woods big dog meme. It's the best thing going right now, and I love it.
Woo! Friday, baby! Yeah, let's celebrate Friday! Woo!
Nation Dan, you're up next. Your hot performer of the week.
This one is just going to go to this show in general. We've been doing this now for 6 years, and it's been an absolute blast. The additions of Liam and Tyler and Rick, and we got Waz and Kennedy in the mix this year quite a bit. It's just been a blast. So everybody, for listening to this show, for participating in this show, for being a part of this show, you get my hot performer of the year.
The big guy is smoking hot.
Rick, your hot performer of the week.
Have you guys seen those videos where the parents do that, like the whole Grinch trick to their kids? Okay, so this is not going out to the parents because I think that's a dick move, but this goes out to the kids who, when Grinch comes in there, they start swinging.
Yeah,
like Grinch ain't taking my shit. He says. So this is out all the kids who are swinging on the Grinch.
It's getting hot in here. So hot.
The younger generation.
Yeah, swinging on the Grinch. By the way, I learned that the Jim Carrey Grinch came out 23 years ago.
How many?
23.
I was working in the movie theaters back when that came out.
2001?
Yeah.
It's aged so well. Such a good movie. I love that one.
Fantastic.
Great movie. My hot performer of the week. I'm going to give a little love to my dude, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He's got 7 points in his last 5 games. That's 3 goals, 4 assists. He's got 13 points in his last 8 games. He is quietly putting together a pretty solid season for himself. I'd like to see a couple more goals, but ultimately he's having a good year. So Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, you get my hot performer of the week.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Really quickly around the horn, we got a game tonight against the New York Rangers. Dan, what's your score prediction?
4-3 Rangers in overtime.
Liam.
4-3. I don't know which way.
4-3 Oilers in overtime.
Rick.
5-2 Oilers.
4-2 Oilers win coming at you. We will not be here on Tuesday, but we'll be back next Friday. Have a great Christmas, everybody. Have a great weekend. Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a good time. Take a day off. Watch Die Hard.